Okay. Hello to whoever listens to this. This is late at night and really no one should be here. I just want to talk about flowing into conversations. I'm a person, I enjoy talking to people, and I find that in conversations, sometimes I need to interrupt and stop people so that I can get, at least in my opinion, the pertinent information that I need to understand people. And I find that flowing into conversations with people, it can be extremely difficult because if two people are speaking, one person can have a goal about a certain subject and someone else can be focused on another topic. And it can be arduous sometimes to come to a middle ground where both participants are, let's say it's more than two. All the participants feel that whatever that they want to talk about is being heard. And I find that it's, if not difficult, challenging to get your point across or to change subjects without being offensive. Like for one, I really love conversations and I love to learn about other people. Some people are more wordy than others. I can be terse and concise, and uh, I think sometimes because I want to make sure that I'm understood, it may seem like there's a lot of words for me, yet in general, it's just me trying to communicate my thoughts clearly so that somebody can understand what I'm saying. I don't like to be misunderstood. I I enjoy talking to people. Hello, Toya. I did not expect anyone to be here listening, but okay. Hello, I hope you're doing fantastic. I just wanted to convey some thoughts. I truly enjoy just talking to different people who don't think like me, and I just find it to be challenging sometimes for people. Always they already have an agenda of where they want the conversation to go. And when you hop like on panels, you really don't want to change the flow of the conversations yet. When you have different personalities, people with different agendas, different programming, it can become complex. It can be some sort of complexity to the dialogue. For first, everybody doesn't communicate the same, and second, sometimes you don't know what somebody wants to say. I'm happy that you're really up with me too. It brings me some joy. Truthfully, well, sometimes I I want to speak, and sometimes I just want to put my thoughts out, and then when people start talking to me, it makes it even more fun. So I really appreciate it. But these thoughts that I already had, I was gonna put out, but now that you're here, it's just making it that much more greater for me. So I I don't like, what's so funny is that people can hear someone speak and then you think you know them. But there's so many layers and so many different parts of an individual that you can't say that this one part that you see is me. Like you could see me at one time saying one thing and it's never going to be disingenuous or in my opinion, it won't be hypocritical. Still, you can catch me in another environment speaking a certain way, and you wouldn't know like I just all the layers, all the all the intricacies that are me. And I think that sometimes it becomes it's just I'm gonna stay on topic, but I will go off topic. It becomes I'm trying to think of a word to use to really express it. I don't want to say perplexing, but it becomes like how do I still stay myself without making someone else feel uncomfortable? And I think that's what I find in conversation because I always want to know things. I want to know why people feel the way they feel. I want to know why people do the way they what they do. I want to know the truth. I was talking to a brother on Sir Ism's channel, and the brother was a MGTOW, and I'm like, for me, this is my opinion. I could be totally wrong. I've never met somebody who's MGTOW who has not had some type of issue with women, and in my opinion, from analyzing MGTOW, and I'm not opposed to anyone who wants to be like that. It's it's usually it's more they don't feel that the connection with women is worth the squeeze. Yet they would most of them would love to connect with women, but they want women to act a certain way. And I get it. Still, if I asked a person what do they want, um, okay, for instance, if I don't want a woman, I wouldn't go to a place to learn how to get women. So sometimes I'm confused with what someone says to their actions. It's not concrete. It doesn't gel. It doesn't make sense. And maybe I'm too logical when I speak to people. I just find that when people speak, it's disjointed. It doesn't compute. The equation, like VGS said, the math is not mathing, and I get confused with that. So it's like, how do I not be offensive to get the truth out of you? Like if you ask me something, I'm going to tell you the truth, or I'm going to say there's something I don't want to discuss because I feel that it's a personal issue that I don't want to involve the world with. So it's I understand that this may be a place where different people from different perspectives can come and just be the avatar of their creation. Like for instance, I'm a person, I have no problem showing myself at all, but I think when I start seeing myself, I start smiling. So it's easier for me to have a conversation when I'm extremely serious, just looking at my avatar, whatever it looks like to someone. And my friend made this for me, so I really appreciate it. I just think that when I hear most people speak in their conversations, we're all biased. We're all people who have our own perspective on how things should be. We all have a certain outlook of how things should be. Yet, like I'm a person who I don't want to complain. I want to grow and learn. So I'm always trying to find a different perspective so I can learn, and I'm always trying to understand exactly where other people are coming from. And I find that trying to connect with people that have different thoughts than you can be difficult. That's just my whole thing. So I'm always trying to learn how to flow better into conversations because I don't want to drive people away. I don't want to be the antithesis in the room. I don't want to be the interlocutor, the person who's trying to always be against the other people in participation of constructing an argument that, in my opinion, may make sense, but to the rest of people, it may not make sense. And I think that's the most challenging, I'm saying the same words, perplexing, arduous, difficult, effort driven situation that you can engage in when you dialogue with people. And that's usually what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm not trying to attack you. I'm trying to learn where you come from. And I'm going to keep asking questions so I can narrow down so that I can better understand you and better interact with you without making you feel uh, ostracized. Yeah, I think that's the best way I see it when I talk to people and I don't know how other people think. Like I listen to a lot of people, and a lot of people um, are way more verbose than I. Maybe you might call them loquacious. I don't know the terms you want to use. Me, um, talking is easy, yet my mind does not stay focused on s- anger subjects most of the time. It's mostly I'm inquisitive. I'm trying to learn. So when I hop on panels, I want to feel I really I want to say pardon my interruption, excuse my interruption, but I'm never going to say I didn't mean to interrupt when I interrupted. That's one thing that always gets my goat because I believe that a lot of people mean to interrupt and then they say, I didn't mean to interrupt. But yes, you did because you interrupted. Now, because I tell you that, now you want to beat me up. And you shouldn't want to beat me up because I'm, that's, I'm a person who likes words and I'm a person who can use words incorrectly. Yet when I know how a word should be used or I know what somebody is doing, I have a problem with correcting logic and I have to hold myself back to not do that. Charles, don't do that. It's just there's so many different things that people do. She told you says I was called that by the VP of sales at my old job. Yes, it's that's what I'm thinking I do like about words. There's so many and there's so many synonyms for everything. So there's always a correct word to use. You may not know it, and one word may give you a different feeling. So, being that I enjoy English, I'm always trying to learn if what is the proper word for each situation. I'm not the best, I want to be, and well, I want to use it. I don't know if I want to be, but still, oh man, I just that's my thoughts. I wish that more people would just have conversations with no real rhyme or reason. Just, hey, I hope you feel great. I hope that you're enjoying yourself. I hope that that you don't get put off when I want to speak to, because we can't always all speak, So I'm willing to let people interrupt me and be quiet, unless I have to have I'm trying to make a point. Feel free to interrupt me anytime. I don't. I never truly. I don't like to be interrupted. Yet, if you have to interrupt me to correct me, please do it. And if you need to interject for a second, say, "Let me interrupt you for 1 second. I just need to interject, or I need clarification. So I need to ask you a question before you continue." I can accept that. That makes me. That's how conversations should flow. And the only time that I don't want you to interrupt is when I'm trying to make a point. I'm like, hold on, let me finish. Hear me out, please. I will say that. And then if you say no, I want to stop you, then I'm gonna do that. I think that's the problem that I see is too many people are so ready to attack other people and not maybe they don't express themselves well. I get that. Sometimes you have to wait until you can figure out what you want to say. That's not me. I don't like a lot of dead time when it comes to speaking, and I can speak extremely fast. So I'm never trying to give you dead time unless I don't know what I'm going to say. Then I'm going to think. So we don't have the I don't really like those. And that's what my goal is, always to learn from other people, to engage with them, to try to uplift them. I have nothing really negative to say about people, and the negative things that I will say, it's more my own personal issue. For I know that some people really don't know themselves enough to express, "Hey, brother Zero, much respect to you." I always feel that a lot of people really don't know who they are in in a way that they can express themselves, because they never thought deeply about why they do or don't do what they do or don't do. And I find that to be hilarious. I always want to ask people, what are you passionate about? What do you desire? What do you like? And a lot of people will say, I don't know. So, and well, then me being the inquisitive mind that I am, I'll ask you more questions. Yet me asking you more questions might come up as offensive. I don't want to offend you. I want you to feel, or I want you to understand or comprehend, or or uh, use your your superior cognition to get that I'm just trying to learn you as an individual so I can interact better with you. That's my goal. I'm not about, I always say this, I'm always going to say the same things. I'm not about hate. I'm about sharing love with people. I'm thinking about what can I do to make your day better? What can I do to help you to laugh? I'm trying to understand you. We may not have the same morals. We may not even have the same ethics. We may not ever have the same hobbies, but it still doesn't mean that I can't show you love as a human. So he says, I hate it when people interrupt, especially when I'm in the middle of talking. I understand it. Depends on why they're interrupting. So if somebody interrupts me, I'm more likely to say, "Let me finish," unless they really have a question. I don't like interruption either, brother. Trust me. I kind of like a ebb and flow in conversation. I don't like people to totally dominate. Still, I want to sit back and let them say what they want to say, so that I can hear them in their totality, in their entirety. That's what I would like. I want people to be or feel free to say what they want to say, and I want to be a safe space for people to be honest. I believe that so many people are so scared of being honest because they don't want to be judged or criticized. And regardless of what you think or don't think, somebody's going to judge you every time they see you. You're either going to be attractive or unattractive. You're either going to be short or tall. You just hope that people don't hold their judgment or prejudgment against you, because they do not know who you are as an individual. That's what I think about. I'm always thinking about that. What can we as people do to make other people feel great? How can I not be an opponent to you? How do I not make you always see me as competition? And I'm not saying that people are not, life is about survival. People are trying to compete. Like, and I get that, because they're trying to eat. And it's even in on YouTube, people think, well, I shouldn't go live because this other person is going live. And I understand it's respectful. I get it. Still, if this is how certain people survive, I'm never knocking you for doing what you need to do. Me, I'm just focusing on what I need to do. I'm focusing on how can I have a great day, pretty much what I have every day. And for the people who don't think like me, I'm just trying to understand what their issues are. There's so many issues that people have that in my mind only exist in their mind, that I'm not a therapist. I can't solve you, but I can tell you that The only reason you feel bad is because you choose to feel bad. You choose to be mad. You don't have to be mad. There's something that you like, and if you thought about that, your day would be great. But I shouldn't say I don't say but so much. That's one thing I don't like. I have to use it because there, like I say, is a contradiction. Because but kind of negates everything you said that's positive. I would say a lot of people stay in their mind and they stay in the negative, and that's why you're not happy because you want to stay negative instead of thinking about how great life is. I'm happy as all get out just seeing uh you all in my chat. Toya Zero, man, it's been a minute, man. That's how I feel. I feel that yeah, I'm because I'm biased. Of course, I'm a black man. I want to help black men all the time, but I want to help everyone. I don't look at other people and not have love for them because everybody has family. Everybody has somebody they care about. Somebody, somewhere, a mother, a father, a sister, uncle. Even if you don't, you got somebody that you motivate. There's somebody that I love seeing. They may not know that I love seeing them, but it makes me extremely happy to see them every time. And if I could express it to them without it being more than that, I would. I'm happy seeing a man hug his children or his wife or vice versa or whatever your situation or relationship. If two people hug each other, I'm trying to be inclusive. I'm never mad at you because it's still love. Love in any which way you can express it is a beautiful thing, and I wish that more people would can do that. And I'm not going to tell anyone what they need to be or what they need to do. If you want to be a celibate monk or you want to, never date, that's your, as long as you're happy doing that, I have no problem with it. I just wish I could help people get past that forever pain that they feel about what other people do. And people are going to do what they want to do. There's going to be somebody that got their lip pierced, and you be like, ew, your lip is pierced. And somebody else going to say, that's beautiful. So you have to understand that the world is multi-dimensional. It's multicultural. We have people who think different thoughts than you and I. And are they wrong for their thoughts? They're only wrong if they're in your purview, forcing it down your throat. I have friends who like to collect dolls, and I got friends that don't collect anything. They're not wrong. It's some people, the stuff I wouldn't do, but they would do. I'm not mad at them. I just try to understand them, and I try to keep myself out of their environment. I have friends that like to do lowriders and drive down the street. And I got friends that like to read books or play video games. Is anybody wrong in the way that they see the world? Are they really wrong? Are they really hurting you? Are they really taking your joy away? And I don't think that they are. So I think you have to just appreciate people and be understanding. And if you don't like something, hopefully they're open and you can ask them, why do you do that? And this is how I feel about what you do. And please don't do it to me. Yep, when they're not in your circle, should you even care? I think I'm sorry. I could go on. I don't. This is what I think about 90% of the time. Are you feeling great? I'm always thinking that. I'm always feeling pretty fantastic. I'm always feeling pretty happy. I'm always thinking about what can I do to bring joy. And I like seeing other people's talents. Like I like let's talk about people that I like. Well, I love listening to so many different people from so many different perspectives. And I think that sometimes people don't even know how fantastic that they really are. And a lot of conversations should be about um learning. That it should be about figuring out what you want in your life and how could you be at peace with yourself. And if I have to involve myself with other people, what can I do to make it mutually beneficial? Or if not mutually beneficial, how can I make it even more beneficial for the person that involves themselves with me? I don't always have to win. I feel great blessing other people, and I don't need that in return. Yet, if somebody wants to put me out of something I don't want to do, then it should be beneficial for me. So let's say, for instance, somebody wants me to do something I don't want to do, or go out. Let's go out to eat. And I don't want to go eat with him. But they say, Charles, if you go out to eat with me, I'll take you there. Then it's beneficial for me. So that's just how I think about life. You should try to bless everyone that you see. You should try to make it mutually beneficial. And you should understand that sometimes people are not going to want to do what you want to do. That's how I think about life. That's really where my mind is. I just want people to feel fantastic. I don't I don't really stay angry. All I care about is peace and happiness. I'm always talking about the same things. And I wish that I can engage in better conversations with people, not being too judgmental, with the trying to understand them and let people know that I don't care how you speak. There's no there. Okay, we could say grammatically, syntax. There may be a right way to do or say things or write. Still, any way that you want to speak, as long as I can comprehend you, is correct to me. For I want to understand. That's it. I want to get the information no matter what word you say, as long as I know what you mean, and this is me talking to myself so I can understand that I have to let people understand that I got them, and there's no reason for you to use the right word because I got you. So if you say that green superhero show about that she's and it's a woman, I'm gonna know you're talking about She-Hulk. That's that's how I think. Oh man, I you know what I I wonder how most people feel. I asked a question. I hopped on a art stream, Art of Ibmores, and I asked a question because like we all like things, right? Like people like shoes and cars and items and whatever. And I think that because people do not have enough money, they can't buy all that they want. So I'm always curious, just how much money would a person need for cost not to be an object for you making a purchase? First, I would say if you really like something, if you can afford it, most people are going to buy it. Yet, let's say something you want to buy is like $3,000 and you only make a certain amount a year. How much would you need to make for you to feel comfortable? So I thought about this for some time, and I thought that if I could accumulate $10 million, like I can live way like not that I'm doing like spending $100,000 in a year for me. I could not do it easily. For I don't want a lot of things that is going to cost me that much in a year. I usually can save. So for me to not really worry about money anymore, I think that if I hit the $10 million mark and I could invest it at 7%, that's $700,000 a year. That's way more than I ever need, and money would not be an object for. I don't want a lot of things that cost millions. I don't want. I mean, I wouldn't mind having stuff, but I don't want a yacht. I don't want 5 houses. I don't want a $3 million car. That's not my thing. So I'm kind of basic. If I think that if I didn't need a car, I probably wouldn't want one. So I think like the older I have become, the more minimalistic I have become. And I think that even though I like things, I actually have love for things. I I have no sentimental nostalgic value. If I love comic books, yet I could give all of them away because as long as I can reread them, or I can't read everything all the time, so why do I need to keep it? If I could give it to somebody else and never see it again, or I could look it up digitally, do I actually need it physically? So I start thinking about things like that, and I'm curious as to what other people think would give them uh, enough money so they could be free and live wherever they want to live and not have to worry about debt. And me, um, I wish I like I know myself. I really do. Still, how do you use what is my greatest asset that I can accumulate income with? And I think that this is me being biased and and tooting me tooting my own horn. Is I think that I'm very great in conversation. I can be extremely fantastic with it. My only flaw is I don't think I enjoy always talking to people. For most people, um, lose emotional control in conversations. And when they lose emotional control, it becomes difficult to talk to you. For I may not have realized in conversation that I said something to anger you. And that's never my view. I don't want to make you angry. I want to make you happy, baby. Would you like a French fry? You want to share soda? I give you some. You want some bubble gum? Want a Starburst? That's my favorite candy. That is Snickers. And not like I eat them like that still. I would rather bring somebody some joy than give them any type of pain. And that's what I think about all the time when I speak. I'm thinking, man, I just wish I learned about you. I wish you could tell me what made you happy, what made you sad, and don't think that I'm gonna make fun of you. I wish that you understood when I talk to you. I'm not. I could talk about all so many things, yet it's just not. Um, I can tell you why I suck at YouTube for the people who want to know is I don't feel great talking about stuff that's going to be algorithmic. I don't really want to talk about um, uh, Emi Udoka and Nia Long, even though I find it to be fascinating. And the reason I find it to be fascinating because it's human nature. What happened is I speaking truthfully, even though people will you you may not eat certain foods, but it's biologically you want to eat. Biologically, I'm a man, so I can tell you how I think most men are, and I could be totally wrong because most men wish they can get all the women that they could get. If a man was in a monogamous relationship or he's married and his wife said, "Honey, you can do whatever you want to do, and I'm never gonna leave you," most men would be out there. So the only way you really get a man. I mean, 'cause there's some men that have extremely lot of discipline. Yeah, if you put most men in a room with women that they find extremely attractive, that are open with them, uh, if the opportunity arose, a lot of dudes would do that. I know I'm not advocating it. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that once we start understanding human nature, you understand that both men and women find attraction, and sooner or later, if you don't have barriers, and nature will take its course. So that's why I'm not surprised. And I talk about it a lot. You've never seen one. I've never met one person who's only been with one person in their life. You even even quote unquote virgins have probably kissed more than one person. So genetically, for the survival of the human species, it makes sense for people to want to spread their seed, because if everybody has the same genetic traits and their disease that can wipe out one will wipe out all. However, you have variances, then you give a protection for this species to continue to perpetuate into eternity, if that is at all possible. So me not wanting to talk about, like, I'm talking about it right now, but I don't want to actually like name a title that, because it's much more awesome things to talk about now. If people ask me questions, I'm willing to engage in that. Still, my focus is always going to be on: am I happy? Am I having the best day? Did you eat some wonderful food? Did you see a wonderful sight? I want to know, like, what shows people like to watch and stuff like that. And even though I'm talking right now, I'm talking because I want to talk. I'm not talking um for like a job. I'm not talking, well, I got to make this money, let me get on here and talk. I'm talking because I just feel like talking. I want to run my mouth. And sometimes this is more, this other people enjoy it is great. Yeah, this is also excellent for me. For I will go back and listen to it to see what was on my mind. It's like a verbal journal. It's like being able to put your thoughts in the universe. So if somebody really wanted to know how I thought, you can learn about me. You can learn what makes me happy and sad. You can learn what my motivations are. My motivation is peace. Of course, I want to make money to survive. How much money do I need to survive? So if I knew that for the rest of my life, I could, I would be extremely happy with never having to work, making, well, I don't know if I'd be extremely happy, but I'd be pretty happy if I could make, if I live in California, so my thought of money may be different than other people. Uh, Maybe 130, never have to work again a year. 140, I could do it. I would not be over. What would be the term? I wouldn't be flossy by any means, but I know that I would have to worry about living accommodations and taking care of myself, because I would spend so much under that. Other than the biggest in California at this time, I think the biggest thing is cost of living, and the average rent in Southern California is like 2,200. So you can find a place that's not top tier, probably for 1,500 or small, or you can find something that's more luxurious. I'm just talking about renting. We're not even owning. The house prices, I think the medium in Los Angeles has to be around 600,000 now. I haven't looked it up. I don't feel like it. So that's just this is what I think about. For anybody who's in the chat, anybody that's listening to me, I would love to know what you think about. If I like, if anybody ever wanted to talk to me, say, Charles, what's up? Drop a link. I would do that. Still, I just, I sometimes I just want to put my thoughts out, and I want to know what other people think in the universe besides me. I'm always hoping that you all feel great. I hope that you all smile. I hope that you have a wonderful day. It's Sunday now, right? Wow, man, time passed so fast. Out here it's 4:11, and I'm just feeling fantastic, telling you guys all my silly thoughts about whatever I'm talking about, which is truthfully absolutely nothing other than I wish that I need to learn how to flow into conversations with people better. I need to learn how to, when people speak, or it's like, I guess I'd see it kind of like double dutch. I got to learn how to time the rhythm of the flow so that when I hop in, I'm not uh, being uh, disruptive. I don't want to disrupt the beats. Um, that's just my thoughts. I think I'm almost all burnt out of the things that I want to say. Now, if somebody has something to say to me, I'll go. I'll tell you this. I'm appreciative for anybody who listens to me. I'm always open for advice. If you think that you can help improve me as a human, I'm always willing to listen to that. Um, I've found that time is precious, and there's so many shows to watch. There's so many things to do. I don't even know what to watch next. Like, I like a lot of anime, so right now I've been slowly going. I'm watching the original first Gundam with Amaru, and I'm watching Hero Academia. But they got all these new shows, and I have really no interest in watching them, which amazes me. If it wasn't for Artisan MC talking about House of the Dragon, I probably wouldn't have watched it. But he said he's going to do a stream at 11 a.m. today. Hopefully, I'm up to catch it. I may try to watch it, but there's so little time in a day. I can't give every single thing that I find interesting my time. Uh, like, I enjoy having conversations. I got a channel, Phone Whiskey. I sip on whiskey with my friend B, and sometimes I can't even make time to do that because I got other things I want to do. So much stuff I want to do. Um, I just wonder, how do other people manage their time? I'm such a time freak. I'm always thinking about this time, what time I'm going to go to sleep, what time I'm going to go up. I'm going to do this at this time. I'm going to watch the clothes at this time. I'm going to cook at this time. Everything to me, it's kind of even hard to break it because I'm so caught up in time management. That's my thing, time management. Even that's why I don't even hop up on panels, because I want to hop on and talk real fast. Yet it may all go a certain way, and then my time constraints kick in, and I can't engage in the conversation because my time is limited. And I wonder how much other people would think about that and think like that. Anyway, I've said a lot. If anybody who's listening to me, much, I'm very. Let me say this correct. I appreciate very much that you listen to me just speak. I just felt like speaking. I try not to have a lot of dead time for, I think, a lot of thoughts, and I try to share them. And even in the back of my mind, I'm saying a lot of positive stuff, and I'm still thinking, I like to see ladies. So I'm thinking of as mine. I say, well, I'm thinking about a woman. I wonder what they're doing. I'm joking. I'm thinking about rubbing a booty. Have nobody to rub this time. Rub my own. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just being silly. I hope everybody is having a fantastic day, feeling great. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope everything that you dream about doing, you accomplish. And I hope that if you eat something wonderful, yeah, share it with me in the comments. But nobody's ever going to listen this far to my video to hear me talk about eating. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I've said all I wanted to say. If somebody says something in the chat, I will respond. Yet, if somebody listens to me, other than me, I guess, it'd be cool. But if you're not, it's great. Anyway, yes, I'm just thinking about how wonderful life is. And I'm done talking. So, to anybody who listened to me, much respect again. Hopefully, I said something that will be impactful for your life. And I'm putting up the dead time just for a second because I'm going to end it now. Thank you. You're welcome, and good night.